But it's interesting that you've picked that business plan as the first, as one of the most important documents. Can you sort of share like some of the reasons why why it's so important to have that, and how everything else in the business sort of ties back to that what's in that plan?
Sure, because the business plan or the written business plan is the embodiment of your business. So you can have all these great ideas, you can have all these great goals, you can have all these great aspirations, but unless you have some kind of way to tangibly make it happen and make it happen in a logical and, real process, you're going to have issues and you're going to have problems. You're never going to have the business success that you should have, or at least have the opportunity to have the business success you should have. And that's why the written business plan is so important, because it makes you have to think ahead of time about where you are, where you start, and where you want to be in the future and how you're going to get there. And it makes you think about, well, I need to work with, a business law attorney, or I need to work with an accountant, or I need to work with a banker. And then I'm going to have issues where I'm going to have employees. What am I going to do with those employees? Or I'm going to have to rent commercial space. What do I have to do for commercial space? I need a bank account. Where am I going to go bank at? What kind of business organization do I want? Do I want a corporation? Do I want an LLC? Do I want a partnership? And so it's basically makes you critically think before you actually start taking action, and it makes you plan ahead. And the planning is, a big part of going into business, is making sure that you adequately plan. And that's why the written business plan is so important, because it's the manifestation of your business. And if you don't do it, you're kind of just making it up as you go. And that's never a good way to do things, because, instead of having like, I'm definitely going to do this, I'm going to start at A and go to Z. If you're just kind of meandering around, you're going to run into issues, no matter how much you think you're doing good, or how, good intentioned you are. You're going to have problems unless you've planned ahead, which is why it's such an important document.